I didn't want to start at the beginning, but I'm trying to be honest, right? Contrary to popular belief, I'm on my way to having an eating disorder. It has nothing to do with my weight. I'm just lonely. Sometimes I'm alone, but sometimes I'm not. Either way, I'm lonely. I'm working on these toxic behaviors. They occur randomly with only one thing similar. I'm lonely. I want company that stays. I'm frequented by company, and eventually I remember the true me that's lonely. No one to converse with, so I talk to myself. No one to embrace, so I hold myself. And yet with no one to love, I struggle to love myself. Eating is still a trigger for me because I don't like when people talk about my weight. Some people think they're compliments. I just would prefer them not speak on it, period. They don't realize that they're complimenting my depression. They're complimenting eating disorders. They're complimenting the fact that I am not caring about myself. The way that my weight has been up and down forever is not healthy. People only see societal standards. They don't see that there could be something deeper going on, and that has always bothered me. Great. Hey guys, I'm starting this YouTube channel because I really want to discuss like the mental health of just people, human beings, and I don't think it's specific to one area. I don't think it's specific to one demographic. I'm a teacher, and I literally can see in my students that they're tired, and they're mentally tired, and I think we overexert ourselves mentally and sometimes don't acknowledge like you don't have to be physically tired to burn out. Mental health is just as, if not even more important than physical health or any type of spiritual health. Like they all play a large part into who we are as people. As beings, we are selling ourselves short because we're trying to convince ourselves that the mental health of ourselves does not matter. My ideas for the title of this channel started as mentally healthy, and I wanted to like play on different words that I've heard mentally with. Mentally regarded, mentally bombarded, mentally restarted, kind of did all of those things, especially this year. This year has been a big year for me. I went with mentally heal, mentally will, mentally still, mentally deal, mentally feel, mentally kill, mentally real. But I think my favorite is mentally nil, because a lot of us, if we don't stop and really focus on what we are carrying with us mentally, we're going to end up empty. As a teacher, I refuse to not speak up on this because I'm tired. I see my students are tired. We are both tired in an environment that does not give us breaks. We never have a moment to get back to our optimal level of awareness. We don't have a moment to be, to just be. But we're human beings. So if we're not being, are we even human? I think I'm going too far into that. I'm not embarrassed about the mistakes I've made or the dumb decisions I've had in my past because I know that I always grow from them. I just want to share my progress and my process because I hope that somebody realizes like they just need to pay more attention to themselves. My first video specifically is going to talk about checking in. There were 3 things specifically that made me have to check in. Even though I was here for a long time, truthfully, I've been checked out, I want to say, since elementary school. And don't get me wrong, I was living, I was moving, meeting people, but I was so numb that I was just a zombie. Like I tell my students all the time, I've been at a place where I don't care, where I could care less about brushing my teeth, washing my ass, and, washing my behind. I've been at a place where I haven't cared about myself. I felt worthless, and it took me meeting a stranger that made me start noticing myself, valuing myself, and seeing my own worth. When he died, it messed me up, and it was only a month. Those days within that month was so monumental for my growth as a human being and a person. I'm forever grateful. I'm never going to say like the pain was worth the healing, but I will say that in retrospect I can definitely see like how he was my angel, and he really like gave me the strength to love myself. There were 3 things that made me check in. The first was his death. Because of his death, of how I knew I responded to death, I remembered that I could not go back there again. I could not ignore that I needed to grieve. Like, just because you weren't taught to grieve doesn't mean you don't need to. Just because you don't want to shed tears doesn't mean you don't need to. God, I'm getting nervous. And one thing with my stress, which mental health, my stress makes me itch. So if I get too nervous, I start to itch everywhere, get goosebumps. I'm so itching. So I hope that means that this is going to be the most amazing thing ever, because my back is on fire. Stress can mess with a lot of different things, and I've been having this stress itch thing going on since I was a child. When I try to go to sleep, my thoughts would make me scratch, and then I got to high school, and AP Physics would make me break out into hives, and now it's more so of just when I'm having like a moment of deep reflection. Sometimes I can get into that itchy mode because I'm digging deep into myself. And my skin is so sensitive, I can literally feel like every particle from this shirt touching me. Oh my God. Back to what I'm saying. He helped me check in a sense of he passed away. With his passing, I realized I've never grieved anybody really. I might have cried, but I didn't grieve. I was so stuck because there's like 7 stages of grief or something. I was stuck in denial. I was stuck in not really accepting what occurred. In my head, I created a fantasy world where everybody can remain living. I'm not saying I like consciously did that. It's a safe place where I get lost in my memories to the point where I can forget the loss. A couple months after he died, I lost another friend. It wasn't someone that I was in love with romantically. It was a friend that I was intimate with on a spiritual level, in a sense of he inspired me. That was a rough year. 2016 was a rough year. To deal with that rough year, because I'm a teacher and I was teaching in Philadelphia at the time, I told myself, like, I have to keep going. I have to be strong for my students. And I wish I would have went to therapy back then. But, it's a process, it's a journey, and I've grown so much through mine that I'm appreciative of all my steps along the way. My second year teaching was really hard because of the grief that I was going through and not really dealing with. To get through, because I was back into zombie mode, I just would eat sweets, if I even ate, if I even drank. So I was dehydrated, I was hungry. Just really not taking care of myself, mentally or physically, truthfully. On the outside, looking in, people probably thought I was cool. I was losing a lot of weight, so people love when you're losing weight. They love to compliment you on that. The second thing that made me check in was when I moved back. So after that year, I knew I had to go. I fell in love. The love of my life died. No, I gotta go. I gotta leave Philly. 2017, as soon as I moved back, like a couple of days, maybe 2 weeks, get into a car accident. Tragic. Oh my God. Guy U-turns into me. I swerve all over the place. And by the grace of God, I was not hurt. I came out, my mental being scarred. I lost my trust of people on the road. And to be truthfully honest, that's deeper rooted in the mistrust that I already had for people already. So it just made it worse. Because of this accident, I went into physical therapy and mental therapy. I started getting the help that I needed. My physical therapy started in August. My mental therapy didn't start till January. Before my mental therapy, I was getting the physical therapy I needed. Mentally, I'm still chaotic. I go to a dentist appointment. This is my 3rd strike of checking in. First, friends died. I documented that grief. I'll discuss that at a later date, but that grief was documented, and it helps me never forget where I was at and where I've come from. Second thing, accident. The third thing that helped me check in, right? This is my symbol. Okay. Right? And I know people are thinking like, what the what? Why would you have this, right? The reason why this is a symbol of me checking in is because after moving back for the first time in my life at 24, about to be 25, not only did I have a cavity, I had about 8 to 10 cavities, and I just broke down and cried because I've always torn up candy. Like, I am a savage with the candy, but I've never been at a place where I was so worried about continuing to keep going and trying to be present for my students that I didn't even realize I wasn't ready to be present. I wasn't ready to keep going. And the way that I was helping myself keep going was actually killing myself just slowly. Like, eating candy every day to stay focused, it was not healthy. And I had to really like take a step back and really acknowledge that. And it hurt. It really did. I stopped caring about myself. I was taught indirectly from just watching my family that we worry about other people, we care for other people, but we never care for ourselves. So I want to remind you to take time to care for you. If you're going to be selfish in any way, be selfish with self-care. This poem I'm about to read is a poem that I wrote to myself. The Woman to the Little Girl. I hope you enjoy. Alright. When he told her I love you, it felt like he spoke for her past. Healed scars she thought would always last, he gave her comfort. Made her want to go further, made her realize the impact is there whether or not it gets acknowledged. She had been playing with fire, and I thank God for sending an angel to validate that she can still fulfill desires. Though distance keeps the heart needing, that closeness kept their hearts beating. Vulnerability was flowing. Companionship kept growing. I mean, these guys just be knowing. He told her, I love you. More than they'd like to admit, she really trying to quit looking for a future in men that ain't shit. Trying to identify the scrubs, the ones that can never give her love, just a bunch of false promises. Like, you know, when a love song comes on and they skip the shits. The one that insinuates how busy and tired he is, cause he just can't admit when you really want something, you drop the excuses and go after it. They used her till it's nothing left. They used her and it's nothing left they used, cause she never left. He told her, I love you. But it didn't come from her lover, no boyfriend, man, or significant other. It came from a friend. Should she consider that a win? I mean, she said she wanted love, never said who she wanted it with. I guess the only difference is her perspective and how she sees them exist. So I told her, I love you. Wait, let me start over. I really like you. I enjoy your company, companionship, how you notice me. I enjoy hearing your laughter, seeing your smile. I've known I loved you since I met you as a child, or should I say since I met my inner child. I said I love you. And I feel like I'm screaming it. My insides are trembling. How don't you see that I love you? How can't you feel that I love you? Why I gotta say it? Why I gotta be the first to feel vulnerable? Why I have to open up wounds I forgot existed? I tried to show my scars before and they just picked them. I promise I love you. But why I feel weak for loving you, or is that how you make me when I'm loving you? I just don't know, because my emotions making me feel like a punk. My inner thoughts making me wish I hadn't a thunk. I'm sick of feeling like I found the one. But I'm realizing that's what happens when you don't acknowledge love. And I love you. I keep wanting you to say it first. Not realizing, regardless of the respective order, the difference exists the same as 2 dimes and a nickel versus a quarter. Value the same, though presentation differs. I kept waiting for that first time, forgetting feelings unacknowledged can wither. Even though I love you, I was waiting and hoping for you to feel the same as me, so that we could process our love as we, unbeknownst that she never wanted the same from me, and that this we was never gonna be. And if she had ever loved me, she didn't need me to see, didn't give a fuck about the we's. I never made her list of needs. I love you. But I can't sit here acting as though this love fills me. When I'm daydreaming and can't picture us together, it kills me. I fear you are still attracting yourself to chaos. I fear the love I've been searching for is trash. I'm scared that I'll find myself dating my dad. I mean, not literally, but figuratively. She's mentally traumatized from her past. Yes, literally and spiritually. She's trying to let go and it's hard, trying to deal these broken cards. And I'm fucked up, yo, not because I opened up. I do love you. I'm fucked up knowing I chose you. I chose her pain. I chose to be confused. I chose to let her be stuck in a situation feeling emotionally used. I told her feelings lie, and mine are so desperate. I said I'm desperately chasing you. She said I was desperately waiting for you, feeling dumb and abandoned. But I just wanted her to stay. I know my feelings are a lot, but I needed her to stay. She said, I'll explain why I can't stay with you today. I screamed, I apologize. I'm sorry if I hurt you. I know I tried to crush and break you. I apologize for slowly tearing you apart. But thank you for protecting my heart. I love you, I swear. I love you, she, me, we, whatever the correct pronoun may be. You are so strong. And I don't know what's worse, knowing I didn't for so long or that I let someone else say it first. You are a survivor. Thank you for surviving. My internal survivor didn't even have to revive you. I never told you, barely showed you, but I'm changing that today. I'll never let someone tell you first what I was always scared to say. I love you too. I love me. Thank you.